Hi, Dan here. I hope you're doing well today. I've got a really fun one for you today. It's part bass line, part solo. I wanted to teach Hey Joe, which is a really cool bass line. It's got a couple of really nice patterns in it. But then I also love Hendrix and want to have a bit of fun with this. So I'm going to just dive straight in. And I've got the chords here. And the patterns are kind of the same. You can download the chords, the shapes, and the backing track for free. No sign up or anything. Just follow the link below and do it. And here we go, we got C, right, so. And we've basically got two patterns here, and it's probably easier for me to start with this one. So start on C. So we're going from C to the fifth away from C. So if you do a major scale, C, D, E, F, G, that's the fifth note away. And you've got this very common soul bass pattern, really. It's used a lot, where you go from the third of C. I'm talking intervals here, and you must know intervals, okay? Comes from scales, so if you know a scale, just the third note of a major scale is a major third. And if you go from there, chromatically, that's notes outside of the scale, from the third to the fifth, that's the pattern. Okay? But there are two. If you go from the root, the C, you can go up, or you can go. In both cases, you're going chromatically from an E to a G, the third to the fifth, and you're landing on the G, which is the place you want to go to next. So learn these patterns. Just learn that one, or, and then when we're on the G, you do the same. And this actually gives me an opportunity to show you the closed version of that, where there's no open string. So little finger on D, and that F sharp there is the third, and there's that pattern again. So this is a good place to show. So you've got second finger on D, and if you go up, ascending, from the third to the fifth, that's the pattern. And that's the one. So you've got one with your second finger, one with your little finger. And that's the bass line portion of this. And you can decide, as you may have heard in the intro, to go up or down, up to you. So that's going down, landing on the G, going up, landing on the D, going down, and then finally you end up on an E. But I was doing stuff like, I think that's the original bass line, is based around that. I don't think it's in this key either, but. You can go up or down, the choice is yours. But when you land on the E, this is where you can go full Hendrix. And this is the really fun bit. All I was doing there and in the intro was just, and it's weird actually this, because we've got the E major chord, and yet, and this is a blues R&B thing, a minor pentatonic works, and actually a minor blues scale. So I'm going to put this shape for you to learn, okay? But one octave of it is just this. This is start simple. Let's go minor pentatonic. You probably know this. Just play it up and down. Good way to practice it. Get that little finger involved. Hold the bass, you know, angled upwards a bit away from the body so your arm isn't running into your body. And then that addition of the flat 5 turns it into a blues scale. And that's where we can Hendrix things up a little bit. Everything I just did there was just one of the notes within this bigger shape. Okay, so if I start on the 12th fret, it's a 1 octave blues scale, minor blues scale. Here's a good pattern. If I'm on the E, 14th fret D string, that's a minor triad. And again, another good shape. So we've got E, G, B. The B flat is the flat 5. That's a target that note, sounds really bluesy. So it sounds a bit wrong actually. But as a passing note, it sounds very right. A passing note is when you sort of pass through it, like to a fret either side is a more stable sound. So I was doing things like sequencing. This is the speed, so dun 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 dun, you know. Those are eighths, make sure you know that rhythm. Double that speed is 16ths. So to make effective solos, you need to be very aware of the rhythms, the underlying rhythms of whatever the groove is that you're playing. So, you know, that's 16ths. You can double those. But then you've got to add attitude in. You've got to add that Hendrix vibe of just being able to do anything. And yes, he's a guitarist, but us bass players, you can be influenced by anyone who's amazing, and he was one of the greatest. So, you know, slides. Attitude is added with these articulations. Vibrato. That's a really good move, actually. 14th fret, get your second and third fingers sort of under the string, maybe even a bit of thumb here, squeeze the note up, bend it, and you're bending it to that flat 5. These are licks, these are things that you will fall back on that you know. I do that a lot. This is a pull off from the flat 5 to the A to the 4th, and then followed by a slide. Make sure you know your scales always, sort of that way, so across a string, along a string, up, descending and ascending, and just in lots of different regions, so then you're not forced to play in the only one place that you know, okay? And that's a really important thing to solo freely. Let's play, and if I've got any ideas, I'll tell you. Now, this is a way I play this shape, okay, and it allows me to do something like that. But that's something that's very familiar to me, and you will organize your own little licks and riffs and patterns and things. So there's the E and there's the G, which you can play on one string or on two strings. And I do this two string thing a lot because when I'm on the G, I know that the next notes are the A and the B, which are on the same string, right? Which allows that slides. And that's just something that I've worked out over the years that just works for me. And I probably borrowed it from someone. That's why you need to listen as much as you can to whatever you love and transcribe. You know, I know the shapes. So look, E, G, E. There's a little slide from A to B, that's fret 7 to 9. Now I'm on the D, 7th fret, G string. There's the E, so one octave, really easy. That's that same thing I did here, but down here. See how I'm manipulating the articulations, the rhythms, and blues and Hendrix, it's all about... It's like you're talking, it's phrases, okay? So it's not just mindless up and down notes. So that's what I wanted to show you. There's so much you can do with this. You've got a little mini bass line. Using this lovely chromatic 3rd to 5th movement. Download the track, have a go with it. If you get to the E, just keep it simple, do a bass line. And then when your technique and your hand shifting and all of that starts to get a bit better. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Thanks very much. If you did get anything from it, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing. Those kinds of things really help, not just me, just YouTubers. Am I a YouTuber? I guess I am. They really help us sort of create more, and you know, views help because you get ad revenue and things like this. This is the only, I don't do another job. This is all I do, and I'm trying to build it. So long and short of it is, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and contribute. You know, let me know what you want to see, okay? And a few of my videos recently have been people asking questions about stuff. That's what I want this channel to be. I want it to be a two-way street, okay? And you contribute to it. That'll be fantastic. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Have a brilliant day, and I really hope to see you on the next video.